Hi folks, and welcome back to Meaningful Money. Okay, here I am back down in Porthgwara Cove. I haven't been here for a little while. It's just another of the many beautiful coves near where I live here in West Cornwall. Turned out to be a good day. It absolutely threw it down this morning, and it's really windy, so I've had to find the most sheltered spot I can. But this is okay, so I'll do 2 or 3 here, I think. Now, I just want to sort of round off our little mini series that we've been doing about working with an advisor. Okay, and we've talked about qualifications and things like that, and I wanted to just cover off something called the Retail Distribution Review, which will mean nothing to you at all unless you happen to be in financial services and watching this. Now, the Retail Distribution Review is a set of legislation which was initially consulted on back in 2006, has been tweaked and refined, and will come into force on the 1st of January 2013. And it is, without question, the most sweeping set of changes to how retail financial advice is done in this country that there's ever been. And so I thought it'd be helpful for you to know about it if you're thinking of working with an advisor, because it will be very much in your advisor's mind. And while it doesn't affect you directly, it's important perhaps that you know about it just to give you some context when you're working with an advisor or thinking about doing so. Okay, so this bunch of legislation comes in. Oops, nearly forgot. Thank you to my good friends at 7 Investment Management down here, I think. Thanks very much for their support. They sponsor Meaningful Money, as you know by now. So, this set of legislation comes in 1st of January 2013, and it has 3 primary tenets to it, okay? We're going to get the simplest over first, and the one that probably affects you least as a customer of an advisor. And the first of those is capital adequacy. And that simply means that the amount of cash that a financial advice firm must hold is almost certainly increasing significantly, okay? Depends on the size of the company, depends on the costs of the company. But the reason for this legislation is that advisory firms are better prepared to cope with complaints, really. Of course, all financial advisors have to have professional indemnity insurance, but the Financial Services Authority wants to make sure that companies are better prepared against complaints and basically are financially stronger. So this is no bad thing. But it does mean that many advisory firms are having to seriously build up cash or arrange things like overdrafts and stuff like that. So it's very much in the minds of the financial advisor that you might be speaking to, but it doesn't necessarily affect you. So we'll move quickly on to the next 2 things, okay? The second thing, second tenet, if you like, of the Retail Distribution Review, the second thing which is going to change significantly is the minimum level of qualifications that advisors have to have. Currently, you can do this job on basically the equivalent of 2 or 3 GCSEs. And if you look back to episode 113, I talked about qualifications in detail, and specifically the levels of qualification. Level 3 is the current minimum standard. As of the 1st of January 2013, it's going to be level 4. And even if you've got those that standard of qualification, there's further work to be done, something called gap filling. Because many advisors did exams yonks ago. The world changes very quickly, and so they might have to do these gap fill sort of either exams or study to fill those gaps, fill any gaps in their knowledge. And so the purpose of this, of course, is to sort of elevate financial advisors from the basically, DOSy standards of qualifications that you have to have currently, and to sort of push them a little bit harder to be better qualified to help you look after your money and realize your financial dreams. So this is a good thing, but it's caused a lot of consternation, and there is currently now a scramble to get exams done in the sort of shrinking period of time which is left. Okay, but the second tenet is an increase in the minimum level of qualification to level 4. So it's a good thing, in my opinion. Many will disagree, I'm sure, in my industry. Now, the third thing, probably the thing which affects you most, is something called advisor charging. Now, traditionally, my industry is built on commission. Okay, we flog you something, a pension, an ISA, or a life assurance product, and we get paid a commission by the provider with whom we place that product. This is being abolished and being replaced with something called advisor charging, and that simply means that you will agree at outset the cost of any work the advisor does for you between you and the advisor. So there'll be no more conversations like, don't you worry about how I get paid, Mr. Client, because I get paid via commission from the life insurance company. All right, that's going to stop. Now it's going to be, in order for me to arrange some life insurance for you, this is going to cost you X pounds. Take it or leave it, okay? There may be some scope for negotiation, but commission is being abolished. So this is a huge change for the life assurance companies, because they are going to have to bring out products with no commission factoring built in. There's going to be no upfront commissions at all being paid to advisors. It's all going to be between you and the advisor, you the client and the advisor, agreed between them. Now the mechanics of how the advisor can be paid in many cases is still to be worked out. Sure, the advisor can send you an invoice and you can pay his bill, but there is sort of plans afoot possibly to enable you to pay the advisor over a period of time, either via the policy that he's arranged for you, but it'll be you paying it. It might be that for the first sort of year of your pension contribution, for example, so much of that is redirected to the advisor to pay his bill. Lots of details still to be worked out on that, but the point is what your advisor is paid is agreed between you and him or her, and not anything to do with a life assurance company or pension company or whatever, okay? So, capital adequacy, increased qualifications and advisor charging are the three tenets of the retail distribution review, and they will transform the advice market in this country. The purpose and the results that the FSA are hoping for is increased professionalism. We are desperate to be seen on the same level as accountants, solicitors, architects and things like that, and it is believed that this bunch of legislation will help us get there. That remains to be seen. I think we need to earn the right to be considered on the same level as those professions. The chances are there will be a significant exodus of advisors. The average age of the financial advisors in this country is sort of mid to late 50s, and many of them will say, I don't want to sit exams, I'm going to retire and call it a day. Their estimates are between 10 and 25% of all advisors will leave the industry. Barclays have already decided that under these new rules it's no longer profitable for them to have retail financial advice in their branches, and so they have made redundant 1,000 advisors. There's going to be a lot less financial advisors in a year and a half's time than there is now, and that will almost certainly reduce access to advice for ordinary people, something that I'm obviously very passionate about, hence this website. So that's what the RDR means and how it affects you. So that's it for working with advisors for now. So I'm going to move on to another mini-series, and it's going to be on advanced investing. We've dealt with the simple stuff, so we're going to look at some advanced investing and some sort of tax relief that you get from that. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.